In Desert and Wilderness is the most popular Polish adventure novel. Now you too can join Staś and Nel in their adventures thanks to In Desert and Wilderness the board game. Your goal is to work together and win the 12 adventures based on the novel by Henryk Sienkiewicz. In the game, all players win or lose together. That's why cooperation and joint planning are so important. Let's start the game. Place the board on the table and then divide the tiles according to colour. Orange tiles show adventures in Egypt, yellow in the desert, green in the jungle and blue in the plains. We start our travel in Egypt, so draw 3 adventure tiles and place them in the specified places. If you want, you can place them in chronological order corresponding to that in the book. Icons representing the resources you will need to master a given adventure are found under the illustrations. You're going to collect these both on the character cards and then tokens, so shuffle the cards with a turquoise background. At the start, every player receives an appropriate number of cards. The table in the manual describing the preparation stage tells you how many cards to deal to each player, depending on the total number of players. There are 3 players in this presentation, so every player will get 4 cards. Sort the remaining ones according to the figures of the characters and place them next to the corresponding regions. Kali, yellow, Mayor, green and King, blue. They will be useful later. Now sort the tokens according to the colours of their reverses. Throw the turquoise into the pouch and place the brown ones face up on the board. Then let each player draw the prescribed number of tokens from the pouch. Remembering that every token you have must be unique, which means that if you have drawn one that you already have, you have to put it back into the pouch and draw another one. Tokens with a brown background are useful for tracking what tokens are required to complete adventures. See what tokens are needed for the first adventure in Egypt and place them at the bottom of the board. Time to start the adventure. Choose a random player to start. In their turn, every player can perform one of 2 actions. If a player has fewer than the maximum number of cards in their hand, if there are 3 of you playing, the number is 4 cards, you can draw 1 card from the deck. Alternatively, you can play 1 or no cards and any number of resource tokens to remove some or all of the required markers from the bottom of the board. You remove the markers that correspond to the icons on the card and the tokens that you played. Place the card on the board and return the tokens to the pouch. If there are resources still on the board that you need to play the adventure tile to the end, the following player moves. Perhaps they will manage to go further. If all the markers are removed, the player who did that collects the adventure tile and the remaining players collect 1 token each from the pouch. But be careful, if you've run short of cards and tokens and cannot remove all the resource markers required from the board, all the players lose the game. Now it is important to mention the knowledge platform connected to the game. As you might have noticed, there are QR codes on the reverses of the adventure tiles. Scan them with your phone or tablet and you will be transferred to the knowledge platform, where you will find plenty of information connected to the adventure tile you're scanning. Not only will you learn about Henryk Sienkiewicz and his great adventure novel, but if you correctly answer one of the questions found there, you will be able to draw another token from the pouch. If you don't have a telephone capable of scanning QR codes, don't worry. Just go to the website on screen now. And there you will be able to select any of the game tiles and also make sure that you have arranged the adventures in the proper order. At least until you have read In Desert and Wilderness. After clearing off the 3rd tile from the board, you pass on to the following stage. Collect all the cards and shuffle them, this time adding the extra figure which you put aside while preparing the game. Additionally, every player now draws 1 token from the pouch. The game ends in your victory when you have negotiated 12 adventures. After completing the game, count the points from the tiles you have collected. The person with the largest number of points receives the honorary title of the first explorer of Africa. At least until the next time you play. In Desert and Wilderness is more than just a game teaching cooperation. It is a good idea for leisure with family and friends, but it is also a great way of recalling Henryk Sienkiewicz's fantastic book, and an encouragement to read it, for the first time, or again after many years. Production: Agencja Promocyjna Oko on the commission of the Polish Book Institute. The honorary patron is the Faculty of Polish Philology of the Jagiellonian University. The game's author is Wojciech Żadek, it was illustrated by Anna Stasik and produced under the academic supervision of Dr. Tomasz Majkowski.